Alright, what is going on tonight, chat? Long time no see. Hopefully you guys are doing good. What up? How you guys doing tonight at 9 p.m.? Had to catch up from vacation. Hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving. I, for one, feel like I've been non-stop driving around, so there is that. So hopefully you guys are doing good. Carl, welcome in. Welcome in, guys. If you guys are new here, what up? My name is Galaxy Gaming. We're going to be looking at some cards. Going to be processing a rather large collection. I purchased 3 collections in the last 72 hours that have been taking my time like crazy. So I have a show on Saturday that I'm going to be preparing for. So if you guys are going to be in that show, you're going to be getting a little bit of a sneak peek tonight. Paul, welcome. And so we're going to be going over that, pricing some cards, having some good time, looking at some stuff that came in, and just kind of going from there. So I think without further ado, we have a lot to go through, so I'm just going to get right into it. So we're going to try to limit the amount of yapping, unless, excuse me, good questions, all that fun stuff. You're more than welcome to engage as much as you want to. So for those of you who are new here, my name is Galaxy Gaming, and every Wednesday I do what's called grade review. So what grade review is in general is people submit their cards to me through Discord, and I will review them live on stream. So we're going to be assessing what I think these cards would get as a PSA grade. Betty, what's going on? And just to kind of give you my 2 cents. It's a completely free service, always has been, always will be. And then after we're done with this, we're going to go over to my desk, where we're going to go through I think 3, well, technically 2.5 collections. There's one that I'm still processing that I haven't paid out for, but 2 big collections that I purchased on Saturday and yesterday, and trying to prepare for a show on Saturday. So we're going to be doing that. So if you guys are here for the collection piece, it'll be after the grade review. We have 8 cards total tonight, and so we're just going to get right into it. And Betty, there is a lot of really cool cards that I think you're going to be super stoked to see, that I'm super excited to share. So we're just going to get right into it. So Gengar EX, the biggest chase, in my opinion, from Fire Red, Leaf Green. Definitely a go-to. And we're going to use a snipping tool baked into Windows to draw up what I think this card would get as a PSA grade. So the first thing we always look for is centering. The bottom looks a little bit thicker than the top, but I think we should be good. It's always one of those things that we always want to kind of measure in person, just to make sure it's within that 55-45 range. The left and the right also look good. The only thing that I see kind of looking at the edge here is this guy right here. So that may be a sign of a dent, because you can kind of see the light shimmering really strongly here, but the rest of the outside edge is not doing that, which tells me that that might be some form of dent. Betty, thanks for liking the live as always. Appreciate you. And then as we look at the rest of the card, corners look good, surface looks good. The Gengar itself looks pretty good. We do have what appears to be probably a very small scratch right in this section, right about there actually. So that is good there, but aside from that, from what we can tell from this one picture, those are really the only 2 points that I can tell. The corners are actually really nice. So let's go to the back. Maybe if you're Majin B, could very well be. So I'm finally back from my vacation. I can actually catch up on grade review for you guys. And so the back is equally as impressive, which is very nice. So the corners are actually really, really strong, especially for this era. Maybe a little bit of small whitening there. And then this might just be like some loose fuzz or hairs on the side of the card, would be my guess. That corner is good. What's going on, Aiden? How have you been, my man? Just looking at some Gengars. Nothing to see here. Let's see. The top is a fuzz. Okay, so we can get rid of, so we'll kind of cancel that out. Okay, so the only thing, Daniel, that you're here, the only thing that I really saw, to be honest, the card in the back looks phenomenal. Really not much to talk about. The only thing that I saw on the front was this guy right here. I couldn't pull up the video for whatever reason, but it kind of makes it tough on stream anyway. Is this guy right here. So that typically, when I see something like that, maybe be a dent or a bend or something wrong with it, because the rest of the card isn't. So just double check that. Ooh, crash out on AC5. Yeah, AC5 was probably my least favorite out of the AC franchise. I think 4 Answer and 4 are still my top favorite, and then 6. And then 3, or 2 and 3 are tied, and then 5 was my least favorite. Charizard Baba is going to work on the card. Gotcha. I don't know what that means, but is going to work on the card on this one here. Well, that's the case. That's the only thing I see there. It's just that little bit of a dent there, and some minor scratching here. But other than that, it's actually really clean. To be honest, there's really not much that anyone's going to need to really do aside from probably just doing a light press on that side. So you have a pretty strong, I think if that can be flattened out and you have some chances here, you know, depending on how severe the scratches are in the front of the hollow, because they like any of those types of techniques doesn't like make the scratches disappear, but it kind of like fills in the very lighter ones. And I don't know how light this scratch is or any of the other ones, but it is in very, very good shape. So I'd say like as is right now, like with that little, if that is something on the side, you're still looking at a 7 or even an 8, to be honest. But I think with what you're doing, if you're submitted it, there might be a grade bump there from an 8 to a 9 in that range. So you'll definitely let me know, because I mean you submitted this back in mid-November. So if you did submit it, I'd really be interested to see what it gets. But in the current state, I'd probably think like at best case scenario an 8, at worst case scenario a 7, because the back is practically flawless. I don't see anything wrong with the back based off the pictures. So that's a really strong card, man. And congrats on even owning it. Next up, which is probably my favorite set of all time, is Southern Islands. A huge fan of Southern Islands. Not in submission yet, most likely beginning of January. Okay. That's funny, Aiden. Yeah, when she crashes out hard for sure. Okay. So these reverse hollows are notoriously some of the hardest 10s to get, because that's just it. It's like Legendary Collection, and these hollows and any of the other reverse, like full reverses, they're very, very difficult to grade. There's a lot that can go wrong. You know, it's a reverse hollow for a reason. Like everything but the actual Pokemon, like illustration area, is holographic, so it's way more prone to scratches, surface issues, especially with something like this. This was in a Southern Island promo binder, and a lot of things with promos can kind of happen. So we're gonna hopefully see. I'd be very surprised if this gets a 10. They're very sought after as 10s, but nonetheless, it's a great set. One of my favorite sets of all time. So the centering on the front, there's really no, based on the pictures I see, there's nothing like straight on, so we can't really see like directly from a centering perspective. But it looks to be well centered. The corners look fine, based on what I can see. We got some nice hollow there. Nice hollow there. Nothing really standing out that I need to kind of highlight or circle quite yet. And as we flip it over, I think really the picture I kind of want to focus on is probably this one. Centering is actually really good on this. A little bit of whitening on the corners, but as to be expected, especially from this era and it being a promo. And as we kind of zoom in here, and hopefully your guys' Spotify raps or YouTube raps or whatever other music raps were good. Mine was as to be expected with some shout out breakcore. If you guys like the breakcore genre, shout out breakcore. I'm a big breakcore lo-fi EDM guy. Some lore, some Galaxia gaming lore. We got some people in here that are Weekend fans, and I think I saw someone like Skrillex. Forgot who that was. What game is this? This is the game of life, man. This is the game of life. No, we are. People submit cards for me to review on stream, and I give my assessment on like what the potential PSA grade would be. I've been doing this since 2017, so I do this for free. It's like a community service, I guess. So right now we are looking at a reverse holo Mew from Southern Islands, and currently I'm highlighting some bits of potential whitening. And then aside from that, it's pretty good shape. The only thing that's kind of difficult, especially with kind of some of the pictures provided, is it's really difficult to see if how much holo scratching is on the actual holo itself. A lot of these angles typically hide a lot of that scratching, which is, you can kind of see why. A lot of it's kind of washed out. And so as a result, we really can't see too much. So it's kind of tough to make an assessment based off of this. But based off the back, I mean, at best, you're probably looking at a 7. So probably between like a 7 and a 9, because the centering is really good. And there's really, or I'm sorry, 7 and 8, because of the bits of whiting that I possibly circled on the back. But if we had more pictures, this would be kind of a little bit of a one that I would probably want better pictures in the future. But 7 and 8, based off of what we're seeing, really the biggest factor would be just the holo scratching, if there were any. But fam, what's going on, man? You coming in chat bullying me again? Because I swooped in like a B2, trying to take your crown. You all upset with me now? How's it going, man? Okay, so next up, a really destroyed, one of my favorite gold stars of all time, Rayquaza. This thing is beat, and I mean beat. So really, I think the question here would be if this thing even has a chance to get a PSA 1. And throwing me some galaxies, man. That's how upset I am. Throwing me galaxies. Sko, aka fam, I appreciate you, as always, man. Spreading the love. I'm gonna filter that right into defeating you. See, that's... yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's just like this perpetual motion of it. Dude, I know. There was one, Reed, it's funny you say that. There was a show that I went to maybe like a month ago. Nah, I'm good. Fam, I'm good. I know you walk with those cowboy boots strapped high in those oil fields for 24 hours a day. I'm good. I'm good, Dad. How can I send the card for you to check? So the best way to look is in my TikTok profile. And all the information in my profile, once you click there, so people submit these cards to me through the Discord. And that's as much as I really can say because TikTok has some pretty big restrictions, so I can't really go too much into detail, but that should be to give you the gist. So just definitely check out that, and so I'm looking at that right now. And so I do this for free every Wednesday. I had to take a break because there's this thing, Thanksgiving, I guess, is a thing. Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Fam, shout out to Fam. Shout out to Skull, or Skogol in TikTok. Send some salutes to him. Appreciate you, man, as always. I always appreciate the support you show me in Waste. Genuinely, it means a lot. And I do appreciate it. So stay safe in those oil fields, man. We need that oil. We need that oil money coming in. Okay, so we're really beat Rayquaza Gold Star. So really the question when people show me stuff like this, you know, whether or not it can get like a 1, the big thing that people have to remember is cards that are 2 damaged will be rejected. Can be rejected by PSA to not be grade eligible. And so there are certain qualifiers to it. Like, really the main thing is as long as it still looks like a card, like if the structural integrity is still there, they will grade it. However, if there's like big chunks missing or something that kind of loses its like, oh wow, there's like a gash versus like, okay, this still looks like a card, that's kind of where it makes or breaks. So it's really a difficult balance. And oftentimes what may be seen as a 1 is really even a 2 or a 3. So we'll try to assess that right now. If it's in one piece, they probably take it still. Yeah, like I said, Reed, in most cases, yeah, in most cases. So for this one, for example, this isn't a sleeve. And let me... At first, I thought this was when I looked at the thumbnail. This is actually a chunk of hollow missing, which is kind of crazy. But again, the card still looks like a card, so that's really good if we're trying to go for a 1. It's beat, right? It's absolutely beat. There's peeling. I could spend literally an hour highlighting this thing. But the fact of the matter is, it's really destroyed in the front, but it still looks like a card. So we flip it over on the back. And the back is kind of the same thing. We still have that, like, it still looks like a card. It looks beat up, right? It's got all this, like, pokey mold all over it. It has this, like, abrasion. It has this fraying. But, you know, it's beat, man. It's really beat. So I would genuinely say, with something like this, I think the front specifically is damaged enough to where you might have a, like, granted, you know, I have to kind of say this openly. I don't ever grade ones or try to grade ones. There's only like one card that I ever even think that I would even try to submit for like a PSA 1 is this Umbreon EX from Unseen Forces. Let me see if I can. That's way too small. I had to mess with my camera. But basically, it's this one. So, like this Umbreon EX that I have, for example, you can kind of see like all those like crazy water lines and whatever. But the back, right? The back still kind of looks like a card generally. But the front is really kind of where it's like kind of cooked on that bubbled edge. So something like that, I think this would probably get a 2, maybe a 3. But if there were worse issues with the front, Jeremiah, thank you for following. Appreciate that. You know, then it'd probably be a 1. But I think for this one, you know, with the back kind of looking cooked and the front, you know, it probably could get like a 2. Part of me, like, my gut feeling says I don't think it would be a 1. But, I mean, I would probably still send it in. Why not? It's a gold star. Like, it's very rare to not see gold stars graded these days. But probably, I don't know, probably a 2 because the back looked pretty good. That's my gut opinion. I would still say submit it. Like, there's still that good chance that you might even get a PSA 1. But my gut says 2. But again, take that with a grain of salt. I'm not like an anti-10 grader. Like, I never grade things that are like that damaged or beat. So just kind of keep that in mind. How can I get you to grade my card? So in my TikTok profile, there is information in my profile description. And how I'm reviewing these cards is that people will submit them to me through Discord, through a grade review channel. And I review them every Wednesday. That's as much as I can really go into detail, because anything else suggests that, you know, TikTok might not like that as much. So just kind of keeping it safe, that everything should be in my TikTok profile description. All the info that you'll need will be in there. But Sky, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. And yeah, let's look at some more cards, shall we? So let's look at this. So now we're going into more modern stuff. We're looking at a Mew and Mewtwo, which, as a side note, if you guys are collectors, one of the biggest things that I can highly recommend right now is prices of cards are going pretty low right now, which is really good. Was the Rayquaza in the washer? If the Rayquaza was in the washer, Frank, then it actually would be cleaner. But instead, I think it was in the bathroom propping up a toilet. That's my guess. But if you guys are buyers or if you guys are collectors, right now the market is very low, which is really good in my opinion. I think it's needed it for a while. And a lot of cards that are in the modern era are becoming way more affordable now, more than within this year, I would say. And that typically happens around Christmas. If you've been in it long enough, you'll always notice that prices will kind of fluctuate, but they tend to have a dip or a correction around Q4. Almost, it's pretty consistent, to be honest. So just food for thought. If you guys are trying to look for cheaper cards, that's what I do. And you know, it's a good time. Good time to buy. Mewtwo and Mew GX. Chris's collection. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Are you only reviewing the 4 in the queue tonight? Yes, because I have a lot of cards that I have to process. Pokemon is over. One Piece is the supreme card game. You know what? You are right, honestly. One Piece, man. Shout out One Piece. Chris, what's going on, man? I'm chilling. We're looking at this Mewtwo and Mew GX. We're seeing what the heck this thing is doing. I like now I'm getting bullied on 2 different fronts. Centering on this bad boy looking good. We just have some what appears to be some Mewtwo hairs up on the top there. Like right about there. What am I looking for, Chris says. I'm looking for a lot of stuff. I'm basically just looking for a lot of like imperfections for folks. Because when you go through the grading process, one of the big things that I always recommend is pre-grading your cards, and this stream is a way for me to kind of help assist with that. There's a lot of things that you look for or should look for when grading cards, and I'm kind of just walking you through the process of those who have submitted cards to me through Discord that we just kind of review live. I try to educate as much as I can. So for this Mewtwo, for example, play Blobs. No, I'm not playing Black Ops. Modern Warfare is no longer a game for me. Zoo, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. I appreciate that, Chris. I honestly think it's fun. You know, I think there's a lot of information getting flown around, and my big thing is just to try to help the community as much as I can. Because that's really all I care about. I mean, I'm telling people that right now is a really good time to be a buyer, and I'm a vendor. So the centering on this, really good. Just besides the little hairs, just to clean off. But aside from that, looking good. So from You Thought, very well manicured nails, might I add. PSA 10 nails. So the only thing that I didn't mark. Let me mark this. So here are the things I can only see based off of this. So that looks like a hair to me. This may be something, but that also might be a hair. And that might be something, but that also might be a hair. And there's just kind of some stuff stuck in kind of the grooves on at least the silver edge. But all in all, they look pretty fine. So that's the front. The back, it's a little bit blurry. So this one, I just sent 3 different Charizards to Beckett. Can you check my cards? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I won't be able to tonight because the queue's closed and I have a lot of stuff to do for a Saturday show. But I do this every Wednesday, so the faster you submit, I'll review them next week or next Wednesday. Okay, so there are 2 things that I see, I think, from this angle that are worth mentioning. And let me get rid of this Rayquaza and get this bad boy. So again, the 4 main grading criteria are centering, corners, edges, and surface. So one of the things that I see, and I think you're trying to highlight it here in this picture as well, is these little weird subtle surface issues. on this right side. So we have, you can kind of see this scratch here. So that's kind of going like gently across the backside. And then this section possibly right here. So normally I would say this is just light coming from this direction, but the rest of the card isn't as like glowy as this right here. In addition, we do see this guy right here, these kind of like rough scrapes and scuffs on the surface, like right where the tip of my mouse is. So I would probably say that there might be a chance you get a 10, but I think it's very unlikely. Because my rule of thumb is if we, like me and you guys as chat, can kind of see it on the internet, the chances of them seeing it in person are much higher as well. So we kind of have to take that into account, which may result in it probably getting a 9, because it is very subtle. But you know, because also the light is kind of overexposing it, so it's a little bit easier to see as well. So probably a 9, not so much a 10. Would kind of be my more conservative guess, because you can see that in a little bit more detail right here, that kind of scratch that kind of goes across. And if that is actually even, like, I wouldn't say, like, an 8 would be a little bit too rough, I think, because this is pretty light. But probably a 9 would be a really safe guess on that. So for me, again, and most of the community and most people kind of collectively agree until it changes, is for Modern, for like Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, if it doesn't 10, it's just going to sell at raw cost. It just is what it is at the moment, until the market changes. But that would most likely get a 9, in my opinion. So yeah. If you guys are enjoying yourself, here's a self-plug. Make sure to like and share the live. Help me with the almighty algorithm. I appreciate you very much if you do so. That's how it has to work nowadays. Next up is Kodiak with an Articuno, the second most expensive card in Prismatic, and then the Drowsy. How do I submit my cards to you? Well, Zach, let me tell you in some looser-ish ways. And then after this, we're going to be looking at the inventory that I picked up 2 collections the last 72 hours, and we're going to be looking at over my desk there, so don't go anywhere, because that will be happening up next. Betty, you better be up. How do I submit my cards? So yeah, so in my TikTok, you'll see in my profile bio, you'll see some helpful links there. And people submit their cards to me through Discord. And I do this every Wednesday. It's a free service that I offer to the community to help people have a general idea on what their cards may get as a PSA grade. And that's pretty much it. Will, thank you for the follow. Zygards, thank you for liking the live. Appreciate you. And Toasty, thank you for sharing the live, guys. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Yeah, so it's just like a nice way, and then like I try to be open, because I vend as well. I've been vending for almost 3 years now, which is kind of crazy. And yeah, it's just my way of kind of helping out the community. There's a lot of people that are trying to guide people left and right. Like, I really think right now is an amazing time to be a buyer. Prices have significantly dropped for Modern within this year. You should put a Cash App or Venmo up in your lives. I mean, honestly, man, like at the end of the day, like I appreciate the I appreciate the sentiment. The Discord does have some of those, like what you're talking about. I can't explain it too much, especially on TikTok. But the Discord does have ways that if you want to support me, there are. But aside from that, I just do this as a passion, man. To be quite honest with you, it's like a side project. I like helping out the community as much as I can. But I really do appreciate it. Yeah, you know what's crazy, Zach? Like a lot of my stuff, a lot of my stuff, like this, let me see. So this, like Pikachu V, I just priced this out. This was like at 75 credits. Not too long, like maybe like a month ago. And like that's just one example. But I've had to reprice, like this used to be, I think this was like didn't go down too much. This is probably my favorite 151 is the Zapdos. But that dropped a little bit, and like, yeah, I like it, man. It's really nice, to be honest with you. I think we've needed it. To be honest, I think we really needed it. Um, and it always happens kind of naturally around Christmas anyway, because people either need the money, or people are needing more money than trying to buy gifts. Like gifts as like Pokemon cards, if that makes sense. Okay, Articuno. Let us take a look at this Articuno. Centering on all four sides are good. So that's nothing too wrong there. So again, for modern, it's pretty much 10 or bust. So when someone asks me how much does whitening affect the overall grade, this is my response right here. Is that bit of whitening, and you guys literally can't even see what I'm talking about. Let me fix that. So this right here. So this little bit of whitening right in this section will most likely prevent the 10. Sometimes the smaller ones, you kind of have what's called a gambler's 10, but that one's a little bit too obvious to where I don't think it would get the 10, and it would most likely just result in a 9, in my honest opinion. So that one I probably wouldn't grade because it will get a 9, and it's relatively inexpensive. I mean, I have one literally right here. I think I just priced it today. And for something like this, it's really not that cost effective, to be honest, to try to, because you'd be spending more in the grading fee than the actual, like, what your ROI would be at the end. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now the Leafeon EX, however, this one hopefully, fingers crossed, is a good one, because I think this is currently the second biggest chase out of Prismatic, if I remember correctly. Because it's the Umbreon and it's now the Leafeon, which I find very interesting. Centering looks okay. Maybe a little bit thicker on that right side than the left, but we're within PSA standards. We're chilling. Top and the bottom also look fine. Nothing that I see major on the front. It's really just the back that I'm most concerned with. And I honestly think, based off the back, I'm not seeing any obvious whitening. The centering is really good. I think this one would most likely be a good 10 contender. I'm just really making sure that those corners are clean. And it's a little bit blurry because I really have to kind of zoom in here, but you'd be able to see the whitening, especially with the black background. And yeah, I think this Leafeon EX would probably get a 10. To be honest, I think that's this would be a really good submission, because the centering looks fine on the top, bottom, left, and right. So great pickup on that one. So this Drowsy, so visually, this Drowsy on the right side looks a little bit thicker than the left. And so if you guys were wondering how to measure centering, typically, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've been doing this long enough to where I can kind of eyeball it, especially with kind of like the lower, basic IRs or SIRs. You can kind of just tell, like, if it's not like clearly 50-50, I tend to not submit it because the cost of submitting, the turnaround time is just not worth it at the end of the day. But for something that's, a little bit more high dollar, what I actually use is like a transparent millimeter ruler. And I'll kind of explain how I kind of measure centering with a ruler here. So imagine you have this card. Imagine you have like a ruler. And in this case, we're just going to plop a ruler here right on top. So how you calculate centering from a very, very basic math perspective. And I'm just going to call these tick marks just to kind of keep it simple. So first we start from one of the sides. So in this example, I'm starting from the right side. So the Drowsy and the Articuno are personal desires to grade and keep. Yeah, man. I mean, that's what's kind of nice about it at the end of the day, too. Just kind of grading for, for your own PC at that point. It's like I grade banned cards. And I genuinely don't care what they come back as. Anyone that I either get, like, naturally through shows or anything like that, I'll just grade just for the preservation of it. Like, for example, this Sabrina's Gengar, I graded. It came back as a 7. Or let's see, like this Grimer, right? The band artwork, this came back as a 4. Like I really don't care. I just like to. I like the history. I like the history cards. And I really like the band artwork stuff. So for this Drowsy, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tick marks on the right side. And then if we go to the left, we got, probably go right about there. And we got 1, 2, 3, so on. 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side. So how you measure centering is you add both values. So the right side was 5 tick marks plus 4 on the left, so we have 9. So basically, you just divide one of those sides by the total. So the right side, so 5 divided by 9. We have the dreaded 0.55. So PSA, the restraints for PSA 10 for centering is 50-50 or 55-45. And so 55-45 in this example, you know, if they round up, it'd be 56-44, which you'd be ineligible for PSA 10. Now, if they didn't round it or round it down, or it was closer to 50-50, because again, I'm just doing this on the computer, right? So you're going to have to do this in person. Then technically, you're still within the range of getting a PSA 10. So just kind of keep that in mind. Let's see, 1, 2, no, that's 4. So just kind of keep that with a grain of salt, that this might be, the right side might be a little bit thicker, which may prevent you from getting that 10. And I honestly think that the back, having said that, probably will prevent it anyway, regardless on the centering, because if we look at the back here, and one of my favorite new quotes, I don't know if you guys have seen him on TikTok, and I honestly don't know his name, and I forgive me if you see this, but we like to call Baka centering. And it's been an amazing thing to say. So Baka centering on the front, and OK centering except Ogashimasu on the back. But we have Baka whitening on the back. So that right there, in addition to the possible centering issues on the front, this one may not be a good contender to receive a 10. In addition, I don't know what this is. This might just be kind of like camera artifacting or something like this on, like, in this section here. Yes. So Baka whitening, it's not good. So probably get a 9. So, but again, you're saying it's for your PC, so you're just gonna submit it anyway. But my guess, you're probably gonna 9. Santa, you know what we're talking about. You know the lore. No Town X, thank you for the follow, by the way. Didn't mean to miss that. Apologies for that. And then last but not least, your Miss Magius, which is really interesting. It seems like the stained glass effect has been getting used a lot lately. It's been used by the Mega Gardevoir. It's being used by that new, was it the Ends Zekrom that got leaked? That's in like a stained glass. Well, Betty. I think I have like 4. The Zoroark. Was that what it was? I think you're right. I think it was a Zoroark. Yes, it does clip. I actually have a really good video on TikTok. I mean, just that kind of explains it more. On like Gambler's 10s. But yes, whitening will affect the overall grade of a card for sure. But it really just depends on the size. But the video I made on TikTok that's called Gambler's PSA 10, that's a good video to check as a point of reference. I go a little bit deeper into it. Nick Wizzy, thank you for the follow over on TikTok. Appreciate you very much. All right, Miss Magius. Centering looks okay on the left and the right. Maybe a little bit thicker on the bottom, but I think we're definitely within the range. Just based on what I've seen, but I think it's fine from a PSA perspective. Ooh, Baka whitening, chat. Baka whitening. Cancel. I hope you guys get that on your feed tonight. It's like one of the funniest. And like even some of the so basically for context, this guy goes to these Japanese card stores and he's like looking for gradable stuff, but he says like baka centering, and he says cancel. What was it? Cancel onegashimasu. He's like talking. He's like, it's so funny. But anyway, whitening on the back, which is going to be most likely. That might be the background as well as this, like, because these little like triangle pieces, that might be part of that. But there is a little bit of whiting there on the bottom, or at least what it appears. And same thing with like in this section here, a little bit. But I probably wouldn't submit it. There's like, again, especially with cards like this that are under, under 25 credits. I probably wouldn't anyway from an ROI perspective. But again, if this is more for your PC, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But for me personally, I think your best 10 contender out of the Articuno, Leafeon EX, Drowsy, and the Mismagius was definitely the Leafeon EX. That one looked really good. So I probably would submit that if it were me. So yeah. So that was a great review. Next, we're going to be looking at some other cool cards. So you're going to follow me over to... So see over there, chat? That's where we're going next. Are these followers cards, picks for pre-grading? Yes. So people submit... And it doesn't matter. You don't have to be following. People submit these cards to me through Discord, and I review them live every week, every Wednesday. So all the information, if you guys are interested, I do this every Wednesday starting at around... today was a little bit... I had to start a little bit later. I have a show this Saturday that I'm like struggling to prepare for. And you can find all that information in my TikTok profile. All the helpful information will be there. And that's as much as I can really get into it. But always love reviewing your guys' cards. It's a completely free service. Always has been. Always will be. This is episode 90. I've been doing this 90 different times on Wednesdays. We're almost at 100, so we'll have to come up with a fun thing to do for episode 100. There's a very strong chance that it won't clip, but depending on the size. Like, I've seen some that get them. I see some with, like, this tiniest little white dot that get 10s, but I've also seen the same thing for 9s as well. All right, Chuck. So now I'm going to take you over there, way in that corner over there, where my little corner desk is. So for context, I have a show this Saturday. I picked up 3 massive collections within the last 72 hours. And I have to process most of it before end of day tomorrow, because I have to leave after work to get down to where I'm going in Syracuse, New York, or up rather. Going to Syracuse, New York for the last show for me of the year. So I'm going to be processing that, answering your guys' questions. We're going to get that set up real quick. And it's a lot of cards. It's a lot of cards. And so like I said, and then shout out Cowboy Bebop. If you guys are Cowboy Bebop fans. Got Faye on the shirt. Bit late, have you on the TV while I sleeve this Alakazam deck. Ooh, nice, dude. But I would say the winter months are for sure the best time to pick up cards. It seems like it always has been. Always has been, always will be. And let me get you over to the desk, because we have some cards to process. The other fun thing that I have is, which I'm going to get set up here in just a second, so I appreciate your patience, is I have a magnifier that will allow you to see, because if we come across, because I honestly haven't even reviewed many of these cards quite yet, to see if they're grading eligible. And this microscope that I typically use, if we need it tonight, will help us determine if I should grade a specific card. So you saw it digitally, now you're about to see it like in real time. So you can kind of see, this is the microscope that I use. So this will allow me to really, really zoom in on a card and validate if it is worth grading or not. So again, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Sounds good, Cody. I really do appreciate it, as always. The OG, I know, Betty. The OG microscope streams of answering, what are you using to clean your cards with? And I say, microfiber and distilled water, my friend. That's all I'm using. I do not miss saying that over and over and over again. All right. So I have you guys, I have those homies set. I gotta make sure that I can read all the chats. So just bear with me 1 second. I want to make sure that I don't miss anyone. Oh, come on. Let's see. Gosh dang it. We're just gonna do this. Oh yeah, my good buddy got me the the Jolteon one. As you can see, I love it. Yeah, the lenticular stuff is pretty cool actually. I gifted mine away. But yeah, it was amazing. All right. So now I get the beautiful. All right. We are in action. So you guys have that. Beautiful. Okay. So next, I need to pull up my spreadsheet. I think I should still see you guys. Bet if you want to say something in chat, just to make sure that this all works, if you don't mind, or anyone in chat, just say, hey, what's up? Even share or like the live if you want to show me that it's still working. I always appreciate it. Hello, hello. Okay, perfect. Okay. So I got to get to this silly little spreadsheet. And I want to filter this way. Beautiful. Okay. And then... Oh, that's why. That's why I can't see the names, chat. It'd be helpful if I... There we go. Okay. So first up, I'm going to show you guys this massive collection that I picked up. So this is going to be some of the newer stuff coming to the show this Saturday. So if you guys are going to be in the Syracuse area for Mega Collectors Show, you guys get a sneak peek on what I'm bringing. So first is the A's. I have everything alphabetized, and we're going to go in order. So this first collection had 2 Armored Mewtwo's in it. So that was pretty big. Next we had the Arceus V-Star, I think was in that one. An Ancient Mew. A nice little Ampharos, which I have someone that I think they should be over on the other side, is the way I can explain it. They're trying to complete a master set from base all the way through the Neo sets. So I got to set that one off to the side. And then the Alakazam EX. So we are going to first verify and make sure that none of these are gradable. And I don't think that they are. So you can kind of see with this microscope here. So if I looked at this Armored Mewtwo, you can kind of see a little bit under the microscope. You can kind of see some of those scratches by like the basic, like very, very mild. But again, since we're, using a high-powered microscope, you can kind of see some of this stuff a little bit more in detail. So all the things that I keep talking about on stream, looking at the grade review, these are some of the tools that PSA will use to grade your cards. So just kind of always keep that in mind. So like all those little scratches that we're kind of seeing that are very, very faint in the photo, or like in a photo, really kind of come up under a microscope, and these are some of the things that they do use. So always keep that in mind, chat. And so now I have to get a. And Betty, I saw the. It looks like your package will be delivered tomorrow, I believe. Unless you've already gotten it, but it looks like it's going to be tomorrow. So that's exciting. Let's see. I think we'll just, I think just to make it more fun, instead of you guys hearing me click a price gun, I'm going to just make sure these are alphabetized for me to make it a little bit easier. So we got the Alakazam EX, the Ampharos, the Ancient Mew, the Arceus, and the Armored Mewtwo. Yeah, let's just do that. Because I know as a viewer, you guys do not want to hear me going ka-chung, ka-chung. So this was the stuff, again, I picked up Saturday all the way from up to yesterday. So we got I think, 3 Bulbasaurs. 2 from 151, 1 from Stellar Crown. Next we have the Blastoise EX. Very nice. We even put that right there. And then we have 3 Blood Moon Ursalunas. Which, it was funny, I was actually telling someone that at shows, I actually really like this card from Twilight Masquerade. This Blood Moon Ursaluna. And I never saw one at a show. And literally that was like maybe a few days ago. And then I came across 3. So that was interesting, to say the least. But super happy about that. Always like I actually really like that card. A lot, actually. All right, on to the C's. So we have some Charizard, Charmeleons, and Charmanders. So we have, let's see. Let me just separate these real quick. So Charmanders, and the rest should be, yes. Okay. So we have 3 Charmeleons from 151. If you guys are looking for 151 at Syracuse, definitely let me know. I also have 2 Charmanders from 151. Got the Charmander promo, the Carmine, which this actually looked good besides the Bonka centering on the front. But Celebi, which I really, really like Celebi. And then we have a good range of Zards. So we got the Charizard V-Star, the Charizard V, which is really nice, the Charizard EX, and then the other Charizard EX from 151. And then on to the D as in Dragonite, because I think that's probably what's going to be most of these, besides a Dark Charizard. So next up, we got, I'm a big fan of Legendary Collection reverses. Always love these. So we got the Dark Persian reverse. I think this one I had assessed as near mint, which is pretty good. Especially for these, I said it once, the reverse hollows when I was talking about the Mew during grade review. These cards are extremely hard to get graded as 10s. Got a Mod Play Dark Charizard. This is a great binder copy for sure. I looked at the back, it was cooked, but got that. The Dedenne. These, I love these trainer galleries. I think they're a really fun set to collect, and they're very inexpensive. And now we got Dragonites. So we got 2 Dragonite V Evolving Skies. We have another Dragonite. Oh yes, I am paying attention to what you need, my friend. Sorry, I have to like look over at the other chat. My Google tablet was preventing me from looking at both chats, so forgive me on the other one. So we got the Dragonite, and then this one. I forgot what set this is from, but it has a beautiful swirl up by. I'll have to. I'm not doing it justice by having it in the sleeve, but there's a nice little swirl by the tail there. Very, very nice. Oh, nice. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Nice little booty swirl there. Very nice. So that one is actually really cool. But then one that I personally like the most is the Reverse Hollow Dark Dragonite from Legendary Collection. Absolutely love these Firework Reverse Hollows. Definitely my favorite. The chat, I know, it's funny. I literally have to call it that. Okay. Now this one, guys, I'm excited for. I don't know if you guys have been following me for a while. I had been cursed with the Legends curse to where, hey, I only have one or the other of these. Well, it's finally time. I finally have both halves of the Entei and Raikou Legends. So this one I picked up with actually the top and the bottom half. So if you guys have never seen these before, these ones are also a very, very nice collecting set that they combine to make the bigger picture. So that's a really cool shot if you guys have never seen these before. For me, it seems like I've never been able to have both pieces, so it's really cool to have both pieces. So that was nice. The Shiny Eevee, very nice. The Espeon EX, always like these prismatics. Espeon Deoxys there, I just picked up. Erica's Dragonair, First Ed. Ethan's Adventure. I've been liking the picking up more of the modern, which I really haven't, but I think a lot of the stuff that's within like the 1 to 50 credits have been my best performers at shows. And I think that's where most kind of collectors tend to be at. So I'm trying to kind of learn from past mistakes or just past lessons to kind of help you guys out from a collecting standpoint. My $1, $2, $3 binders are stacked, but the Eevee and Snorlax GX. This one's nice. Yeah, I agree, man. I love the Legendary Collection Hollows. This Eevee and Snorlax, super nice. And then this is my second copy of this Eevee. I absolutely love this one. I like the there's a thing floating around the internet where each one's supposed to be like a different like version, I guess. Like the one by the plant's supposed to be the Leafeon. The one chewing on the Hydreigon is supposed to be a Umbreon. Stuff like that, I think is what the idea was, but pretty cool. Oh yeah, the Pichu on the Ethans is you know what, we'll put that up there. There you go, Betty. Oh. So these guys, I was super excited. This is probably my favorite Radiant Collection card that came out in Radiant Collection. And I got two of them. So we got two Flareon EXs. One is Light Play, LP+, because of the back. But both great binder copies, for sure. But I love this Flareon so much. Now onto the Gs. Let's see. I have a lot of doubles in this section. So I alphabetized most of these, so that's why I keep saying like in the Gs and whatever. Keeps it a little bit more organized for me. Okay, here we go. So for the Gs, we have two Giratina Vs. Got a Giratina V-Star. The Gardevoir EX. Another great card from the Radiant Collection. We got two Gardevoir EXs. It's probably, I think, my third or fourth copy. Gallade. Glaceon V-Star. We got two of those. A damaged Mega Gengar. The back is absolutely fried beyond belief, but the front looks to be okay. So you can kind of see some of that whitening there on the back. I feel you. I feel you on that for sure. The Glaceon EX. The Gloom, just some lower end stuff. Some Grusha, Greninja. And then the Garchomp V and the Garchomp and Tina tag team from Arita. The non-special illustration. But still very good. But this Mega Gengar was nice. And that one I accidentally put in the G's because technically it's an M. Okay. So we are how much is the Flareon Radiant Collection card? Mrs. Potential. I would think. Let me know after, because I have this one is probably going to be the better option. I think this is anywhere. Don't hold me to this. I want to say this one's anywhere between like 85 to 90 credits, I believe, as LP. But don't quote me because I haven't looked at it yet. Because I think this one's around 120, 130, the near mint copy. But the other one that I have is an excellent binder copy for sure. Next, my man that is still looking for the Neo stuff is going to be super excited. So we have the Ho-Oh mod play. The cleanest Houndour I've ever seen because I cracked it out of a CGC slab. So that's clean AF, boy. Next, we have two Hydreigons. And then next, we have another Legend card. We have the full set, guys. I'm not cursed with this top half, bottom half crap anymore. Is the full Ho-Oh. I'm not cursed with this dang luck anymore. And it's super nice. Next, eyes. We got the Ivysaur and the Ionos. That was a smaller pile, but I always like this Iono, the streamer Iono. No J's. The L's. We got Betty. I don't know if I'm about to make you happy or if you already have it, but we have two Leafeon V-Stars. My personal favorite Leafeon art. Probably even my favorite evolution art, to be honest. I love that it's in the terrarium. Latias EX. But then we have the Lieutenant Surge's Furo, and then we have the SIR Lily's Determination. That's the one I don't know if you'd be all excited about, Betty, but that one was the one I was thinking of. So we have that. Next is the M's, and boy howdy does Pokemon love to have. I would definitely say it's a good price. I think. I want to say it's around. I mean, obviously, like hit me up after, but I believe I have it at 90 credits. Yes, 90 credits. All right, so this is the M stack. A lot of M's. And this one was absolutely nutty professor. So we will first we'll just get right into it. All right. So, we have in the M's, we have not one, but two Mewtwo V-Stars. This one also saved from the clutches of PSA, but we got two of them. We got two raw Mewtwo V-Stars. We have my favorite, Mimikyu. The Mimikyu V. I always pick these up. I absolutely love this card. We have the Misty Psyduck. Also really like this card. We have some lower end stuff. The Mesprit. The Miraidon EX. Very nice. That one no, it's very Baka centering on the back. Another reverse holo from Legendary Collection. The Magnemite. Very pretty. Another one that I absolutely love is the Milotic EX. And then probably one of the crazier ones out of the big collection was the Mega Charizard EX. Yes, it's real, and yes, it's the gold border. It's on the border of LP and MP. But this one was pretty nuts. I always try to make sure that I'm paying attention when I look at these cards. Because this Mega range in particular is faked beyond belief. And it is very, very difficult to try to not get these that are real. But we did it. We got one. So that was cool. And then just some more Megas. Mega Alakazam. Another secret rare, Mega Heracross. If you guys are wondering how to find if this is a secret rare, always look at the border. This one is the gold border. So that's how you know. So that's that one. The Mega Gardevoir. And then the cutest Mew ever, from the Mew promo from XY, holding the little, look at this, holding the little flower in his little bitty palms, just with the little palms, the little rainbow action. Holy chat, look at it. Holy. All right, now that's the pile smaller. So we got a Mega Blastoise, a Light Play plus Magikarp. There's a little bit of a ding on the back. Mega Tyranitar, Magikarp Wailord. Gotta make sure I'm in frame. The Meletta EX. Like that card a lot, actually. This one was crazy. This Mega Rayquaza EX was damaged because I have checked my Spotify Wrapped yet. I put it in the Discord on what mine was. And I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to see if I can... Can you guys see the imprint in the V in the forehead? Someone must have, like, took a pen and, like, etched, like, the grooves of the V pattern in the Rayquaza's forehead. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it was cooked. That's why I assessed it as damaged. Because someone literally traced a V in the thing's forehead. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's there. Mega Altaria. Another Mega Gardevoir. Maybe I should show you guys in frame. Yeah, if you're going to have a damaged card, that's the one you kind of want, right? Another big hitter from Roaring Skies. This is heavy play, unfortunately, but this one actually is a really, really good binder copy. All the damage was primarily on the back, but the Mega Rayquaza from Roaring Skies, this card is absolutely stunning. Really like that card. 2 Bubble Mews. We got them. The Mega Charizard. That was near mint. The Pidgeot. I think we had 2 Lucarios. The Mega Lucario EX. The Mega Steelix EX. Another Mega Charizard. This was another near mint Magikarp. Misty's Lapras with Misty chillin'. And then the Mew VMAX. This card in particular is one of the ones that I feel like people will think that it's just a regular VMAX, where in reality it is not. So if you ever check bulk, yes, I posted my results in the Discord. Mine was all break core stuff. Let me actually, I think I have a picture of it. So mine, if I can find it, on this device, downloads. So hopefully you guys can see this. But that was mine. My favorite genre is breakcore. If you guys have never heard of breakcore, is a beautiful, beautiful genre. I need that VMAX for my Akiragawa. Oh, nice. That's sick. Well, I got it. If you need it. Oh, all right, Betty. Now we're on to the ends, and you know what that means. The ends, Zora, and the ends plan. Look at him. Majestic. Oh, dang. My international boy, dude. I wish I could, man. I really wish I could. But these silly tariffs and these silly costs of everything, it's absurd. I genuinely wish I could. We got O's. Ammonite. Origin Form Dialga. And then Origin Form Palkia. A bit laggy. Okay. Yeah, I got a lot of devices kind of going on right now. So I apologize. My bit rate's kind of taking a hitter. I'll have to fix that at the next stream, but oh, let's see. Ah, nice. That's my card. And there we go, chat. So now I'm restricted. So now I can talk openly. Another Pidgeotto. Legendary collection. All because I said that I would hit me up after. And apparently it's redirecting folks outside the platform. Pikachu. We got 2 Pikachus from Radiant Collection. We got the Butthole Pikachu. I don't know why people call it that, but it is what it is. Probably from the electric. And then the different ones. The gold, the full gold, and the full rainbow. So if you guys are over on... Now I can talk about YouTube. What up, YouTube? Now that I'm restricted anyway. What up? Alright. What's next? We got the Raichu. Floating. We got the Ralts. And we got the other. Didn't shout out my man Keith. The Raikou Suicune Legend. This is probably my favorite one out of the 3. For sure. For sure. Alright. Let's see. What else we got? What else? We got a lot of Snorlax, I can tell you that. There are a lot of Snorlaxes. Yeah, I love them, man. Alright, first, we got Squirtles. Squirtle in a pool. Squirtles on a beach. Wow. We got the Sylveon VMAX. Oh, yeah, that's for sure, Betty. That's my favorite Darkrai artwork, just in general. I always like the Sylveon. Now, this one is a great one. Sylveon has such good artwork. She's just like taking a little cupcake out of the bakery. Just chilling. Got the Starmie V action. Got the Skarmory for my Neo Boy. The Shaman EX from Radiant Collection. This one is really nice. Nice little fat swirl on that mod play Suicune. Then we got the Snorlaxes. We got normal, jungle, a reverse legendary collection. Got the legendary collection reverse Snorlax. We got the Delta Hollow Snorlax, the gold from Chilling Reign Snorlax, and these cards have been kind of going all over the place. The reverse hollow cards from like Dragon Frontiers or Deoxys or Unbroken. But this one was pretty clean, to be honest. Probably might even submit that to grade, just because comping that is going to be a nightmare in its raw form. But who knows? We'll take it to the show and see what happens. If it lives, it lives. If it goes to a new home, then it goes to a new home. It is what it is. It be what it be. All right. Next up, Team Rocket. Team Rocket's Giovanni. Tinkaton. Look at him. Flexing the hammer. Tyranitar. 2 Team Rockets No Kings. And then 2 Tyranitar Vs. Passed out by eating too much food. Always love that art. Now on to the U's. And luckily, there weren't a lot in the U section. So we got the Umbreon V. This is the second copy. And then a VMAX. The non-Moonbreon one. Then nothing in the V's. The W's were kind of getting light now. The Wartortle and Werelord. And then we got, for the Z's, we got the Zeraora. And then we got 3 of the Zapdos from 151. And that is, I'd say, a good chunk of what I picked up this weekend. Most of the other stuff is either already in kind of the 25 and under binder. And yeah. So let me go over to my other screen so I can see you guys a little bit better. And I have to, because all my settings got absolutely nuked. So we're going to fit to screen on... Nope, that is incorrect. Let's try that again. Fit to screen. There we go. My YouTube people are happy. What about my TikTok people? You guys happy? There we go. Chris, what is going on, my friend? Oh well, since I'm restricted over on TikTok, I can talk about this openly. It is the first Wednesday of the month. You know what that means, chat? We have another giveaway. So that giveaway is now active in my link tree. All the way down, if we go to right here, the giveaway is live. So give that a click, give that a goog, if you will. So for those of you who don't know, I do a giveaway once a month at the beginning of every Wednesday, and this basically just has free Pokemon packs in it. TikTok's weird, man. It's really, the AI crap has really been getting crazy. Like I have to use all this sneaky little language. And all restricted means, from what I understand, is like it just doesn't push your content out anymore. Because it, like, the combination of words that came out of my mouth suggested that I was encouraging people to make sales off site. Which is kind of goofy, but from what I understand, it's just a restriction. It's not like a ban or a violation or anything like that. It just restricts it getting pushed out to new people. So it is what it is. Yeah, I've been trying to do YouTube Shorts. But when I did it initially, it didn't get like any traction. I might pick it up again. They might have fixed it or made it more optimized. I don't really know. But anytime I'm going through like YouTube Shorts, I never see anyone live. So I don't know if it's just my settings or what, but yeah, give that a shot. I gotta ask you about personally sealed packs. I want to do something like that for kids. We handle. Yeah, there's one company that I go through. And of course, I can't find any of the packs. Actually, hold on. Maybe I actually can show you guys. Let me go back over. This is what the giveaway is about. You know what? Let's just for the sake of the season, we'll open some. How's that, chat? You guys want me to open up some packs? Let's do it. I'm gonna do it. And you guys can see how bad my luck is. So let's go back to the desk. But yeah, so this is the giveaway box. It's not this one in particular, but this is what it looks like. So it's kind of like my custom little boxes there. I run a faceless YouTube Shorts channel. Oh, nice. Like I do. Gotcha. I thought you were talking about YouTube like lives and stuff. I do the shorts. Shorts get pretty good traction. I've been getting more traction on Instagram, to be honest. So yeah, let's. So this is what I'm giving away, and this actually is probably a good thing to go over because I don't think I've ever done an unboxing of one of these personally on my channel. So this is the mystery box I attempted to make, but now I honestly like to give them out more than anything. So this is what it looks like. So it's got a bunch of good goodies in it. I've made these 2 years ago. So it has a custom Galaxy Gaming mystery pack that I custom made. And then it has a Paldean Evolved. This one I think had celebrations in it. Not all of them do. That was kind of the variety of some of the ones that you may or may not get. Comes with some stickers of my mascot. Comes with Eve. And then it comes with these packs. So it has Paldean, 151 Obsidian Flames, and a custom pack. So let us open up some packs, shall we, chat? For the culture, as my man says. For the absolute culture. And this is where guys, when I talk about when you have Galaxia Gaming luck, you're about to see the Galaxia Gaming luck in its entirety. Oh yeah, they're all up there. They're all up there. Thunderous. There it is. No, oh no, we did, no Charizard. Yeah, Celebrations is. So this is what you could win in the giveaway, guys, in my link tree. We're just going to get right into it. Drowsy. Bulbasaur, Slowpoke, Growlithe, Sandslash, Kingler, Energy Stickers, Goldeen, Meowth. Hey, my boy! Oh, look at that! You know what, chat? I'll take that. My boy and the energy. You know, we'll put him right here. Look at that, chat. Boom. Here, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. So we got the boom. And boom. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. I'm more happy about getting a Jolteon and a Lightning Energy. So now, celebrations. Do we get cooked alive, chat? Let me know in the comments below. And see, Betty, now you're understanding why I live vicariously through you when you open up your cards, because my luck is trash. So we got Groudon, Xerneas. Ooh, Cleffa. That's actually not bad. Nice little Cleffa action. Not bad, not bad. It was a faded pull. Next is Paldean Evolved. Time to get the fish, chat. Do we get the fish? Who knows? Krogunk. Rookidee. Magnemite. Look at this. This is how I hype you guys up. Wow, wow, wee, wow, wah, wah, wah. Glimora. Alright, so that's my luck on those. So now, this is my pack. So this was crafted by me, knowing that if you guys were going to have my luck, at least I needed to save you in one of my packs. And so these packs are always super hard for me to open. So we'll see how it goes. So we got my mascot there. Eve, hanging out. And so it comes with these little packs. So let's see what's in here. Because honestly, I made these 2 years ago, and I genuinely don't know what's in them. Oh, a little Combuskin action from Emerald. Nice little e-reader. There's been a few people in this chat that have opened up these packs. You guys can say if they're decent. Ooh, nice little first ed Golem. We got some old vintage there. And then our fates. What do we get for my... So each one of these comes with a vintage Wizards of the Coast holo at light play or better condition. And we got ourselves a Pinsir. A nice little Pinsir action. I know, Betty. You haven't gotten this one? You haven't gotten her yet? Well, we'll have to change that, Betty. 'Cause I feel like you have the other two by now, I'd imagine. We'll have to change that. But that is what you can win, guys. That is the little mystery boxes that I make and give out on stream. So that started today. So make sure to go into my link tree to enter in that giveaway. It's absolutely for free. You do have to be in the U.S., unfortunately. Sorry, NBL, my man from overseas. But tariffs and doing all that is an absolute nightmare, and I really apologize that I wish I could, but I simply cannot. So that is that. So yeah, it's a fun little time, and always like to show my support to you guys. And yeah, let's see. Let me go back to my just chatting screen. Let's see. Oh, I didn't even show these. So these were the slabs that I picked up. I know, man. It's one of the, what can I say? It's a Galaxy Gaming Mystery Pack. Just has the casual Pinsir in it. But here are the slabs that I picked up from two show. I don't know if I showed these or not. Did I show these before? Did I show this one? Reverse Holo Mewtwo, PSA 8. Sorry, the light's crazy. But I absolutely love this Mewtwo. That thing is crispy. Then we got the 10. little Charizard action. And then the VMAX. And then, yeah, I think that's, and then you guys can, here, I'm going to try to show you. So here's the other pile that I still haven't gone through. Like, I'm not kidding. I literally have cards everywhere. I have all of those. All of these that I still haven't even, like, we have, like, I don't know, literally, like, just random stuff. Oh, Betty. Look who it is. It's your crush. It's your crush. There he is. Mr. N himself. We out here. The Raikou. The other. We out here straight flexing on him. Keith, you've seen these before. What are you talking about? And then my good friend. Where is he? I can't find him. Ah, the big daddy. The big raw daddy. The silver Dialga. It's probably smart, Betty, to be honest. And then the other stuff is just like my rant. So all of this, just to let you guys know. So the 25, like the $30 and under binders, this is all of this. And oh, guys, I didn't even show you these. You want to see something crazy? Type 6-7 if you want to see something crazy. This stack right here. I don't care. I don't care if you guys cringed about that. I'm rage baiting you. Like the Oxford yearly dictionary. We got because these ones. These are probably the craziest. This was from the collection I'm still processing. But when he gave me this, he said, I think that there are going to be some fakes in here that I want you to use for like educational purposes. He's like, I bought a bunch on Temu. Like I knew I was kind of getting scammed, but I was like, you know what? Screw it. It's like $2. Look at this fake Umbreon VMAX. Look at this thing. I know, man. My packs are good, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Look at this fake Umbreon VMAX. And look at the back of this bad boy. Holy. That is not my lighting making that oversaturated. That thing is crazy. But then we have, what else? We got the Gengar. That thing is fake as hell, boy. Holy. And then they just keep going. Literally a pile of. So I'm gonna have a binder at shows, to honestly to help educate, to be honest, on like what fakes look like. But they literally had like every fake under the sun from like the modern Sword and Shield. Like we got like the Espeon, the Rayquaza, the Leafeon. All of them are just awful fakes, dude. They're crazy. So I'm gonna bring yeah, literally, they're literally like credit card stickers. I know this actually does kind of look good, in a weird way. It does kind of look good. But I'm gonna have like a binder for folks, just to kind of help educate on like what a fake looks like. So all of this stuff here, this is all that 25 and under binder stuff that I have to process tonight. So I have a lot of stuff that I got to catch up on, guys. I really wish I could stream longer. I'm hoping it's going to... So for those of you who are still here, you guys are the true OGs, so I can talk to you guys a little bit more. So basically, I intend on editing for the rest of December. This is my last show this Saturday, because I am extremely behind on a lot of different stuff, especially on video editing. A lot of my shorts are falling behind, so I have to have this show be the last one up until January. Last one for the year. I want to very, very specific. Last one for the year. What's in the Game Boy? Come on. Come on, son. Pokemon Pinball? You got me acting up, bruh. Catch me outside, brother. We got some of that. Got some Pokemon pinball action. But I gotta stock that up. So I gotta stock that binder up. Gonna be editing a lot of videos. And then one thing that I'm actually going to be doing, starting this show, but then moving on, is actually a buddy of mine had a pretty good idea that I don't know why I didn't think about it sooner. So for those of you who don't know, I sell shirts. I sell custom shirts that I haven't really been able to push out a lot, but they made a suggestion to me, and especially since I have people that buy from me online and see me in person. I want to have like a percentage off to where if you're like wearing my merch at a show, or like tagging me like wearing your merch with like a card that I picked up or whatever, or that you picked up from me, I give you a percentage off, either at the show or online purchase. Just a kind of a cool way to like encourage people to buy the shirts, but then also like give back to you guys, like repping the brand and being a part of the community. I thought that'd be a really cool way of doing it. He brought that up to me as like, that's actually a really good idea. I don't know why I never thought about that. So I'm going to be pushing that out, starting probably this Saturday and then continuously, as we go into 2026. The other thing that I'm going to be trying to do, is go to a Collecticon. That's going to be my big target goal, for 2026. Probably the Jersey one, since that's closer to me. I don't have to like fly with all my stuff. I really don't want to do that. So the Jersey one's probably the closest for me. So I'm going to try to go to hopefully both, at least one to start. Be nice to go to both, but I hear that they get scalped. And I'm not paying a scalper for the opportunity to sell. Like I'm not paying $1,200 for a table. So those are my big goals for so far for 2026. I really like how I'm probably gonna do like an end of year kind of recap, probably at like another of like the grade reviews. And I have to think of something. If you guys have any suggestions, or just kind of think in the back of your mind on things you might want to see for episode 100 of grade review. I kind of want to maybe pick up Nuzlocke again. I really did like that, and I think I'm at the point now where I would want to kind of have more like chill game sessions and talk with people that just like constantly come back. I think would be really fun. Let's see. Yeah, those are just really the big ones that come to mind that I've been thinking about a lot, is pushing the merch more, because I really do enjoy designing the merch. Limiting more of how often I go to shows, because the thing that's really being impacted is my ability to edit videos, because it's all me that does it. So I'm probably going to try to limit it to 1 a month, maybe 2, in very select months, just to give me a better balance. I tried going a little bit too hard towards the end of the year, and it's kind of burned me out pretty good, if I want to be honest with you. So I'm going to just recorrect a little bit for next year. But Collecticons in the sites, pushing out the merch more and giving you guys incentive, continuing the giveaways. I'm trying to do it more. I'm trying to push it out more just to make sure that, you know, it's worthwhile, and you guys enjoy it. And having the mystery products continue to be that giveaway, because I think they're more fun to give away than they are to sell, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, the ones that I'm looking at potential are either there's 2. There's one in July. I think it's July 11th through the 12th, and then the other one is like mid to end November. But those tables don't get like the ability to purchase those tables do not become unlocked until like May. So I have like 6 months before I can even attempt to buy one. So that's kind of the gist. So yeah, I'm really excited, man. I've been very blessed, to be honest, with this year. I've met a ton of really cool people in the hobby. I've maintained really good relationships and friendships with people since I've started this. I've made a significant amount of growth, in my opinion, with just like buying collections, and I think feeling more comfortable in how I do business, and being okay with how I do business. I was kind of struggling with that a little bit, but I think I really like where I'm at, and I hopefully you guys do too. because I've found more joy in helping people find what they're looking for. That was probably my biggest lesson out of 2025 from a vendor business perspective. Is I've genuinely loved finding cards. Like there was someone at a show that I was at last time was looking for Lilip's cards, the Gen 3 fossil type. I never had any, but to this day, and I picked up 2 for that person specifically. It's more fun to be like, hey, I remember I got that card for you. And that I get more enjoyment out of than anything. So I think my thing is continuing to have one of everything, because I genuinely love having the ability to help someone find that last card that they need for their master set, or there's that one card that they really like but no one has because it's not like super popular, super liquid, whatever. And just using my expertise to do that. So I have a bunch of your business cards that I've been thinking about giving to people that are in similar situations. Yeah, man, I genuinely enjoy it. That's why I have in my Discord. I don't know. I think it's like level 5 is when you unlock it, because I don't want people that join it to like abuse it. The radar channel. The radar channel is a place where you can enter in cards that you want me to look for when I'm at shows. But you have to be active in the Discord for a little bit in order to become a level 5. Because if I have it at anyone can join, I just don't want randoms to be like, hey, I want this, and then like flake out. I need them to kind of show that they are like willing to kind of be involved in the community, you know what I mean, before they have access to it. Or you sub is another way to do it, but I'm better at doing than looking overweight a graphic tee. I do have hoodies. I do have hoodies too. That would count. Keith has a hoodie. Keith and Betty both have hoodies. Just saying. Yeah, and likewise, Betty. I really do appreciate all the people that have stuck with me throughout the years. And being okay with more of like the more informative, just kind of chill, community driven. It's just tough to try to like balance life and obligations and staying healthy and trying to provide. Like I'm at the end of the day, I want to hope that I'm providing enough of like content and enough of a service for you guys, so where it's not like the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? Because I like raid reviews. Don't get me wrong. I genuinely do like them. But I know for the people who come back, I want to be able to give you guys something more too. And I think that's kind of why I kind of want to go back to, like, once things calm down from a show perspective, I do want to hop back onto Nuzlocking. I think that's a fun way for me to just kind of like decompress, talk with chat. Like the Halo streams have been really fun for that exact reason, just to kind of hang out with you guys and kind of shoot the shit. Yeah, man, I really do appreciate that, by the way. Potential. Yeah, any word of mouth, you guys, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not forcing anyone to say, you know, one way or the other. I genuinely want you guys to have a good experience, and if you decide to share that knowledge and share that recommendation with others, I obviously am very grateful for it. But don't ever feel pressured to do that either. I want my work, and I want my big thing is trust through transparency, and that's what I hope at the end of the day. So yeah, I will probably be on next Wednesday. There's nothing really. The only Wednesday, I'm just looking at my calendar. The only Wednesday that I obviously will probably not be on is the 24th, which is Christmas Eve. So I probably will not be on then, but I will be on the next 2 Wednesdays. So we'll have some things to talk about. I'll probably go back to kind of doing some debriefs, and there's one thing that I wanted to do that I haven't had the time to, which is going over my experience as a buyer at a show and kind of some of the lessons that I wish I kind of learned. I know I kind of did it, but I felt kind of rushed, and I was kind of missing some key points that I wanted to bring up. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there, guys. I definitely have a lot of stuff that I gotta do tonight, from price stickering and stuff. It's gonna be crazy, but I appreciate you guys hanging out again. Remember, the giveaway is in the link tree in my bio, whether you're watching me on YouTube or TikTok. It should be there. It should be the first thing that you pop up. It ends the 3rd Wednesday, so 2 weeks from now it'll end, so make sure. And also make sure that you have your spam, like check your spam There's a few times that I message people because I reach out to you via email that it gets stuck in their spam. So just make sure you don't miss that either. But yeah, appreciate you guys as always, and I will see you in the next one, and I will be active in Discord.